Hi, this is Gordon, and I am superbly annoyed, frustrated, angry, fed up. So, I've had a talk with one of your colleagues, and he's had the venting of my annoyance, and unfortunately, he's probably the least responsible for the problems that I'm going to be talking to you about. But he's had me vent to him, so I do apologize to him. This is for all the rest of you, and some of you much more than others. Your timekeeping unfortunately is atrocious, right? And I understand that you have problems with internet and you have problems with electricity, but you will also appreciate that I can't run a business without some reliability and some rules and some reminders and some notice periods. So what I want to do is say to you this: I need to agree with you what your time responsibility will be. If you work within those hours, that we agree on, fine. If you do not work within those hours because of power cuts or because of whatever else, then please do not assume you can make up the time at any time. You cannot. You cannot make up the time at 4 in the morning my time, because then you can say, I haven't got a task, I'm just here waiting for more tasks, and waste your time. That does not serve me, does not serve my business, it does not serve the other VAs, because my budget will be burnt on you doing things that are reasonably useless to me. So timekeeping is going to be important, and reliability is going to be superbly important. If you're not reliable, if I've got a job to do every day and you don't turn up for 3 days, that job's got to be done by someone else and paid for by someone else. So please don't expect that you can then do work a weekend, waste your time doing something else that hasn't been agreed by me, and that's going to be fine. It isn't fine. It does not work for me, and I cannot work that way. Now, with all the storms, the more unreliable you are, that is unfortunately down to you. I can't help. I can't run a business with people turning up one week and not turning up another. Uh, Days go by, don't get any contact. That unfortunately can't work for me. So, unfortunately, if you haven't got a reliable internet, if you can't get reliable power to work at least 5 days a week within a reasonable amount of time that we can agree, then unfortunately it's probably best that you just find another job, because very soon you will be given notice that we have ceased using your services. Okay, so if you want to carry on using being worked with Gordon tonight and Gordon D'Silva, more than happy to do that. I've invested a lot of time and hassle with you guys getting you trained up, but if you can't be reliable, please don't expect a job next month. The rules are important. I ask you to make sure that you follow all my rules. I ask you to make sure you pay attention to all my messages. I ask you to make sure you do that diligently. I'm not getting that done. I'm having to chase you. I'm having to remind you. I'm having to follow up. That is not what I'm here for. That is not what I'm going to do. That is never going to happen again. If you don't get on board this month, please do not assume you'll have a job next month. Okay, I'm being harsh. I've had enough. So please, if I have no team in the Philippines at the end of this month, that is what it's going to have to be, because it's nearly useless to me with all the reminders I have to deal with. Okay, the amount of time, the number of things are getting done wrong, the lack of attention to detail, the lack of following instructions, me having to remind, chase for my reports. It is completely useless. If I don't get my reports on time in the way I want them to get, I'm not going to remind you anymore. You will just be given notice that you'll be put on a contract basis. We'll give you 1 or 2 tasks at a rate. If you do those tasks on a different time frame, you get paid. If you don't, there'll be no work. Okay? So follow the rules. Give me my reports. Keep in touch with me. Follow up. Chase me. If you send me something, please do not assume I've seen it. Chase me, chase me, chase me. If you will not get hassled from me for chasing me, but you will get hassled from me if you don't do it and if I don't see it. So follow up. I'm never going to remind you again. If I have to remind you again, you are out of a job. Heard that? I hope you've heard it 3 or 4 times so far. If I have to remind you to do something because you've forgotten or lost it or haven't tracked it, you will not have a job next month. So you are all on 2 weeks notice period. Okay, so in the next 2 weeks, if it's not improved, there will be no job for you individually. And if I have to close down the whole VA team, other than 1 or 2 people who have proved reliable, then so be it. Either you help me or you hurt me. Okay, at the moment I'm spending 2 hours every half a day chasing you, finding out what's going on, finding out what isn't being done, finding out where my reports are, who's turned up, who's not turned up, covering for people who haven't turned up. It is just not working for me. If you can work as a team to follow up with each other, to help each other clear each other's tasks, then you might be able to work as a team. If you can't work as a team, you can't help me out covering my tasks, there's no point in me having you or the team. All right. So there'll be 1 or 2 of you who have been reliable, have been turning up and keeping communicative and following most of the rules, not all of them. then those guys will continue having a job. The ones who are having to me remind and not following instructions will not have a job next month. Now that may mean I'll have a lot more hassle and move slower, but it means I'll have more time. Okay, and at the moment I'm wasting 2 to 4 hours a day chasing you people, and I love you guys, but I cannot spend the time anymore. I hope you've heard this. I'm saying it again and again and again. I will not chase you. I will not work with an unreliable team anymore. It's costing me too much in my time. Okay? Not in the money I'm paying you, but in the time I'm losing chasing you. All right? Either do the tasks, work together as a team and work together and do the tasks, or don't do the tasks and find another job where someone can work with your unreliability. All right? I'm very flexible. I pay you guys on time. I've tried to be flexible. I try to make the payments reasonable and fair. But if I can't get that back in return, I cannot give you any more chances. We are done, we are finished, and the end of this month will be the end. Okay? So you decide for yourself. You will write to me, you will call me when you get this message and absorb it. Listen to it 5, 6, 7 times. There was another message I did a few months ago that you should have listened to every week. I bet you haven't been listening to it every week. All right? That's again a failure of following the rules. This one you're going to listen to 4 or 5 times on your own time. You will then tell me what you've understood from this in your words. Okay, you will write to me. You will send me that text file on Google Docs in a way that's nicely broken down into points, and you will then call me and I will tell you I've received it and you're on notice, and at the end of 2 weeks I'll tell you if you're extending your contract for next month. Okay? If you do not call me, if you do not respond to me in the way I've just described, you will not have a job next month. Please don't say you never told me. I will have told you in this recording. End of recording, end of notice, and last time you'll be getting something like this from me. We are done. Thank you. Bye.